Welcome to Little Paws Homestead. We're about halfway through getting all of our seedlings for the year planted into bigger pots. I started them probably about 3 weeks ago, and in these little soil discs that expand when you put water in them. As you can see, our tomatoes have gotten giant, so they definitely are overdue for being put into bigger pots. We're also changing their location. They started off in our guest room because we were able to close the door so that the cats can't get them, which you will notice is a theme. Keeping things away from the cats. And now they're going to be in the garage where the quail are now that it's not super cold outside. And because we don't have enough table space in that room for 60 plants. I probably started them a little bit early this year. We had a garden last year, but I just bought little seedlings from our local nursery last year because it was my first year. It was a community garden plot. This year we're doing it ourselves, so we prepped the soil by putting leaves and eggshells, the droppings from our quail, on a 6x8 patch, and then we put a tarp over it to kill the grass. We will till it in the spring once the ground is more thawed than it is right now. That should give us some decent soil for growing. We found out last week that our soil is primarily clay, so we'll also be adding a lot of peat moss. So here we have oregano. Oregano, from what I've read, will grow fairly decently in clusters. I did 3 to 4 seeds per pot and then was taking out the strongest plant, like that one. These guys are going to need to be supported in their little tiny seedling pots because they're already big. Oh yeah, these guys already have roots at the bottom. I have to break up the little pod that they're in so that tomatoes don't get root bound. And that one I just pulled out. So he got detached from his roots, so we'll do the next one. So we're on our last 2 peppers to get into their bigger pots. One thing that we've already learned is that hopefully next year we can get a bench in the garage set up for planting because we've made a disaster of the kitchen. Our garage is going to end up being a working area, but because we just moved in a couple months ago, it's still full of stuff that we need to find homes for. And that's all of them planted. We need to get them outside, make sure that their light is in a good spot, and then clean up.
Bringing the plants outside. Bringing the plants outside. Open door with your foot, 'cause you don't have any hands. Bringing the plants outside. Bringing the plants outside. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Plants.
This is our new seedling setup in the midst of all the chaos in the garage. We needed room for, I think we ended up with 58 or 60 plants. I started with 72 little seedling pods, so that's not so bad. It's also a lot more plants than I thought I was going to end up with, hence having to move them outside or into the garage. We have a light hooked up to some bed frames that are up in the rafters of our garage. Clearly we will not be opening this door anytime soon, so the seedlings can hang out here for the next few weeks. Where we live in Ontario, we don't plant anything that's going to get damaged by frost until after about the 3rd week of May, which for us is Victoria Day weekend. So they've got a few more weeks inside. A couple things that we've learned already is that I think I started my plants a couple weeks too early, judging by the size of my tomato plants. They're probably going to end up needing supports before they even make it outside. Part of the reason they're so tall is because I had really leggy seedlings, which is caused by the light being too far away from the very beginning. So that's something that I will change for next year, and hopefully we'll also have a space outside that we can do all of this in the garage rather than in all the different rooms of the house.
Thanks for watching our latest project. If you like what you saw, please subscribe for more projects from us. Thanks. See you later. Bye.